towards Miracle's lane. They're going to be using the Clockwork, the Muerta, and either the Alchemist or the well, I would assume the Visage actually, to make sure that you're making the most out of the death toll facet. Many kills onto Miracle. See if you could secure that, and then Razor is going to be fine just being left solo against a Monkey King.
Yeah. And if this Monkey King, if Sumail feels like he is threatened enough in the lane not to get CS, I've seen multiple times a mid laner, usually with Monkey King and Simeon Stride, ditch the lane, rotate at level 2, level 3, find a kill. If you can't, usually that's when you're playing against something like a Viper, where you just simply can't lane. You go to the side lanes, look for kills. You have kill potential in your lineup. Great. We'll utilize that. We have, again, tag team above Drinking Buddies.
I don't get it. Am I missing something, T? It just seems illogical.
You're very attached to it.
Got it. Well, with a gyro, man, it's just so much damage.
It certainly would have been. I would have bought in the idea of getting Drinking Buddies.
Even just with a Monkey King, right? Boundless Strike will do a crap ton of damage once you get, the Jigru Mastery going and the Boundless Strike. It's kind of crazy that they're passing it up, but you know what? These are pro players. They know better than me.
They are. But you know what we can do if the occasion arises? In the situation, this is purely hypothetical because it might happen if Nigma wins the qualifier. Usually there's been a winner interview, and we have the chance to put GH on the interrogation table and tell us, why are you picking tag team above Drinking Buddies? That's something we can do. Though I feel like I'm probably going to be more intimidated by GH than me intimidating him, so...
No, absolutely not. He would. I mean, how can you be intimidated by GH though? He's like a teddy bear. Remember when that list of
Remember, I'm Finnish. I don't have emotions.
What about sadness? No.
Okay.
Remember when that big master list of all of the players and all the bad things they've ever said in pubs came out? GH was one of the few that was spotless, completely clean. Never said a bad thing in his life.
That is the trend we hope stays in the community too, right?
Oh, absolutely not. There is... you've seen these players. You've seen stuff happening even in the past, few weeks or so. Come on.
Yeah, I know.
Here we go. This is about to be
I don't know if I'm even a wishful thinker or not, but smoke on smoke action. Kachal leading the front with the Visage. Clockworks charging in. Asan wants to catch somebody. Sumail lands a 3-man stun. There's the slow coming out as well from this Muerta. Not really getting a big touch on Miracle. He'll be able to walk all the way back to the fountain, regen up, and TP back to the lane because he doesn't have any regen of his own. So they didn't actually lose economically anything. Maybe more bounties, but looks like they're going to be in position to snatch and grab 2 for 2. As there we go. We'll get our game underway. We have to pay attention, of course, to this Visage lane and the Razor versus the Monkey King. But we have a quick pause here. Notice my buddy has disconnected from the game, but so has Pascal.
It just lagged a second for me. I didn't think it would show up on the feed, but whatever. It is what it is. And I was watching the feed when we were doing it, and they would have loved to be able to get the kill. If they had the Drinking Buddies, it would have happened. No, I'm kidding. But I think Nigma are going to be happy with that being a 0-all draw. They were waiting to try and catch off someone on their own. They know how weak some of these people are, especially in the really early stages. Muerta, Visage, Alchemist, they get caught out on their own. They're probably dead. So, and any time you want to pair together with a Tusk, especially if they have the tag team facet, that is the time. You want to be making frequent plays around, those early levels in particular.
And keep up the pressure on the lanes. Move straight into mid as well if possible.
How have you felt Noob and Omar have fit into this team, by the way?
I think I still need to see a couple more games and feel how this vibe is going. Of course, they have prior experience as well, all the way from pubs to their previous teams and sitting at the Nigma. Probably the lack of watching Miracle and Sumail play official games No, not gonna lie, I think I've been kind of missing out on that a bit. I think I need more games. I think I need more data to give like an honest answer.
Sure. I think they've got pretty good synergy, right? Like, it's not on the same level as... Remember when, like, Rezo and Zayats came over to Secret, and they were just like, wherever we play, it just needs to be together. Kind of similar to what Ace and Tofu did. You know, I feel like the power of having that pair is so good. And the fact that Noob and Omar have been able to put on some, pretty decent results, and with Noob especially coming from not his role, right? Like, he is not an offlaner. He's, come up through the mid lane most of the time, and he's still been doing a pretty good job, I would say, playing in the offlane.
Yeah, I mean, Omar, like, he did play with Noob, him being mid, right? Like, Noob and Omar, like, basically was the gank squad. You could put it as that. The Dakalis would maybe play a bit more safe from his, like, 5 position. I think they'll sit in pretty nicely in terms of Miracle wants to hit a specific timing, and he'll call the troops together. It's really down to, like, your theory, I won't say your theory, your analysis on offlane is the playmaker who make everybody come together. Now, in this particular game, we're playing a Gyrocopter who wants to hit Ags, Crystallis, and that's pretty much, like, already a go sign. But if you need BKB, you finish that, it's Roshan into towers, into ending the game, pretty much. How well do they get to that point? Does Noob decide to make a play before that with Omar, bringing in Sumail? That's something I want to still see. Like, I think this game will tell us more compared to the previous series. How will they really click together when it comes to, like, spell usage, positioning, and timings? And how often does it happen?
I also wonder if it even is a BKB game for Miracle this time around, right? Like, yeah, it's annoying for sure to have to go up against Silence and Deadshot and a little thing, but that doesn't really do anything against an Alchemist, doesn't really do anything against a Razor either. So,
you could go raw damage, yeah.
Raw damage, or even just straight into the Satanic. We'll have to wait and see. Gotta say, it's nice to have, like, Miracle and GH playing together so much now these days, right? Like, they've always been the pair that have always been closest, whether that be on Nigma or back when they were on Liquid. There's always these two as poison. He's getting run at by the man himself. Mr. Positivity.
Oh, took the wrong route inside the shards. Thought that he didn't actually have full vision. He thought the Mortal walked away and kind of just let him go there for a second.
Oh. See?
Another quick pause. This time they're not pausing for you, Danog.
Okay, that's good. You should never pause for me. Keep it going.
I just loved how Danog has disconnected, and then there's who was it? Pastel has paused the game.
There was Razor was DC'd as well, man.
The notification came later into chat. Like,
okay,
you came first. He paused, then he disconnected.
You know,
that's so nice of them, though. That's how much I respect you, man.
Why though? What have I done?
I mean, we've had good talks with like ex-BTS admins. I know you're very friendly with them as well. Like from the past, I remember talking with one of them, and it actually related Nigma Galaxy when Kuro was still actively in the roster. There were times where Kuro and the boys were testing the admins if they hold true to the rulebook. He was, I think he was intentionally late to the game, and he wanted to see like a reaction from one of the admins because he was like, if I or somebody else is late, like you hold on to it, right? Well, Noob is actually fighting here in bottom. Let's see if they can get this Primal Beast killed. Doesn't look like he will. Clockwork maybe in return. This Trample should finish off. That's going to be first blood for Omar. But my point being, Kuro did get penalized, and he said thank you, because this is what he wants from admins in tournaments, right? So, positive storyline, but it came out from a test of, like, people, do they respect the star players too much to intervene? So,
I think that's cope. I think he was just late and he wanted an excuse to make him sound more noble.
He's a gentleman. He's a scholar.
He did break up that fight between Seneko and Amara, so he's got that going for him.
Now he's also the diplomat.
Oof, GH is really getting hammered by these soul assumptions up in the top lane, and he's just going to be able to live. got the salve as well as a healing Lotus, but how are you supposed to make plays? Because now Miracle's the one that's getting run out a little bit here.
Just gonna have to hide in the trees all the way. Level 2 Morta doesn't really pose that much of a threat from the support position. Like, his leveling on his skills are limited to some sorts of damage. It's not like the scariest one, but scary when it comes to the calling points. When you're trying to fight and you all get silenced and kind of screws up the combo. That's where the Morta can be really good. But for Kachal, I just want to point out this Visage, which is sometimes a really hard hero to actually CS in the lane. Well, Asan's getting run over again in the bottom lane. Clockwork about to die again, but the Cogs will buy him some time, but Omar will hunt him down under the tower. No mercy. Mr. Malfurion Storm Range just throwing out a stun. That's it.
He eats the trees. Something that Malfurion would never do. Up on the top side, Poison, he's the one getting run at this time, and Miracle using that...
Calling's a bit of point.
Yeah.
Just walks away, and now Kachal soaking up a full duration rocket barrage without the creep wave. And, you know, now losing the Alchemist as well. Make it 5. Omar, he'll give his life away to the tower. That's going for the Alchemist to be the first kill for Winter Bear. But already 5 kills up. Triple CS lead for Nigma Galaxy. Maybe Pastel down as well. Sumail needs one more hit. Oh, the heal comes out, but the body blocks from Poison came in to refill the bottle for the Razor. Almost cost him his life.
Nearly got him, but still, he'll be happy enough about this. And again, it's not about necessarily winning this lane. It's just preventing Sumail from going elsewhere. And it's enabling your supports to do things elsewhere. I'm not sure if it's going to stop him from running you under the tower, though, as, Sumail... showing why he's the man.
The man indeed runs him down. GH is away from the calling with a quick snowball back to the lane. And you know, it is going to get hard for the Visage, though he does get to that level 6. He can pose a threat. Like you said, GH has been soaking up a lot of damage in every single engagement. If Visage gets to level 6, that means the Tusk cannot really be nearby, or Kachal could find himself an easy kill with those soul assumption points. But I see a lot of Visage players, they're doing a lot of damage, they're focusing on harassing, and they just forget to CS in the lane. Like the hero's attack animation, the damage, it's so weird sometimes.
Yeah, just on one thing, he's rotated forward, he's making sure to secure this power rune for Nigma Galaxy. A lot of players actually rotating down here. Pastil hoping it would be on this side, but damn damage.
Sumail doesn't care about the static link. Pastel, you can take all the damage you want. Sumail wants to get his ulti off an Asan. Let's go for a moment of the battery assault spam onto the Monkey King. Pastel down, Asan about to drop 2. GH with the 2 points tag team, and with the AD, just huge amounts of damage. And a triple kill for Mr. Tusky Tusky.
Oh, baby. To get that triple nice and easily, and a little bit of a misplays coming through there from Winter Bear, right? Not only do you move away with the battery assault from the Monkey King, so he gets off the Wukong's command, the Deadshot was off the mark, and the Cogs weren't necessarily punched quite effectively enough. And it looks like he'll be scared off enough so that they still are able to at least get that Wisdom Rune for themselves. Clockwork, Muerta, heroes that quite heavily benefit off of their ultimate. In terms of
you don't want to give everything away to Nigma Galaxy. Like, already a multitude of kills, a 4K lead. Giving away that 7-minute Wisdom would hurt even more. But now Kachal, he's got Poison next to him. They're going to try and trade versus Miracle, but Asan can't get in between to help his Visage. He buys a bit of time, but can they get that Visage out of there? Because Tusk is on the other side. He's looking for the deny, while Sumail hunts down a second kill. Kachal gets the deny off. That's still 3 heroes dead.
It's still 3 heroes dead. Alchemist is doing an alright job, but a little bit behind Noob in terms of net worth. Full level at this stage, so he has to be a little worried about getting run at himself. He's almost considering, do the Nigma supports just go through this?
Can he run him down?
They'd rather, focus on this Razor that was not meant to be losing this lane.
Not at all. I mean, you picked the Razor for a strong lane, but I'm starting to doubt Razors every day in this year. Every time I see it picked up, it doesn't really fulfill the role of dominating the lane anymore. I just don't trust... It's not the player. It's not the specific game I'm looking at. But just in general, I feel like Razor isn't the hero he used to be before.
I'm totally on board with that. I feel like you don't have that same... I feel like the scaling potential is there, but you just don't feel like this unstoppable beast early on when you've got, you know, just the BKB and like one other item, you know?
Yeah. I like think about like DP and Viper. They still fulfill the role of beating your opponent in the lane, but Razor almost 50% of the time, like every second game, just doesn't seem to deliver as much as Malfurion Stormrage. Killed by the Monkey King in the bottom lane. Some real World of Warcraft action there for the boys.
And also his courier got sniped by GH as well, so no Soul Ring, no Windlace, means you're not going to be able to just move back to the jungle when the going gets tough. It's looking real tough. Already a 7k net worth lead for Nigma Galaxy, 9 minutes
Gonna get bigger.
It's
gonna get bigger with these kills. Miracle for the double. Birds get away. Unless Mel doesn't let them escape. Oh, one bird on this side, so that's worth at least 2 to 3 creeps, but we're fighting in mid once again. Pastel down to Omar and GH. There's the lasso from the level 6 Bat Rider, and that's a big bat straight to the face.
Alx here?
He's still not level 6, by the way, so you're gonna have to run away from Sumail.
Is this...
Juke around the trees, the keepies
bait.
are coming in, and Noob's charging in. And the battery assault was popped, but it didn't cancel the charge with the primal beast, so he went all the way through. But Sumail does actually end up in trouble. Starry's still lifesteal, but Alk hitting level 6 there has his chemical rage. It's gonna hurt Sumail quite a lot, but I guess you can give a kill away here every here and then.
Crazy, like it feels like the thing doing the most damage at this stage to Sumail was the tower. You know, that was what he was most scared about, just being caught unprotected away from the rest of his team. And that time around, Asan with his battery assault, making sure that Boundless Strike didn't get off a little bit earlier.
Yeah. But the supports is 6 on Nigma. They're 4 on the side of Winter Bear. Despite them picking up their own side Wisdom Rune, we're gonna need to get those 6s up, and even a 6 on Huerta with a Pierce the Veil isn't exactly the biggest source of damage or control either. So you just want to look at points on Deadshot and the calling. Clockwork 6 is a whole different deal, though. That will allow them to make some plays, maybe connect with Kachal, who's actually moved into the mid lane with the Visage Birds.
Do they really have any follow-up damage, like, or their items as well? Like, what are they actually getting into soon that's going to enable this hookshot to do something? Like, it's all well and good to hook something, but if there's no damage follow-up afterwards, then what's the point? So
yeah, I'm looking at this Razor, right? But the way that lane went, I don't think we can expect huge things. Sumail setting up for an instant Wukong's command to try and catch the Visage here. Bat Rider soaking up some of the early damage, looking for the lasso, gets speared backwards, so that will take Omar down. Sumail won't get a lot of effect out of the Wukongs.
So the one benefit of this, the Muerta hitting the Pierce the Veil is that into the Wukongs, you can just blast him, right? Like, you can have all the armor in the world, but he's still going to be able to take a ton of damage as a result of that. Like this instant smoke as well, after the fact, and going to try and run into Miracle off the back of this Observer Ward. Hasn't revealed himself just yet.
Alec needs to get a bit closer.
Oh, nice.
And there we go. Nicely landed there from Poison. Easy catch onto Miracle. Take down the Gyrocopter. It's all money in the bank as Kachal cleans it up, but they're going to cancel the TP off of Hassan. Get at least the Clockwork. They won't be able to find anybody else, or will they? Omar, he's got lasso range on Muerta. Another good dead shot there. Noob, though, he's a lot faster. There's the Pulverize, and make sure that they get at least both of the supports.
But that's a much more positive trade, right? You get a kill streak, you give it over to the Visage that was struggling a little bit, you make sure that the supports get the experience from it, and you only lose a couple of supports, and all of Nigma's heroes rotate to be able to make that happen. So you got, even if it was just 30 seconds of uninterrupted, valuable farm, all the cores on Winterbear got it. So a much better movement. And what I like about it was that it was fast. You know, they weren't just sitting on their laurels off the back of a previous kill that they were able to obtain. They just went straight into doing something once more. And I think they need to keep that up.
Yeah, they want to. If things will get a lot easier once they get the hook shot up, because this was all dependent on we need to land an unreliable dead shot that we can follow up with Concoction, and then we've got the kill. If that dead shot missed, it's just a simple spell. If you see the animation coming out from afar, you might be able to react to it, and that spoils the whole plan. But that Clockwork hook shot that is now online will make things easier.
I wonder if they just give mid lane to Poison for a little bit. Well, might just
looks
be
like
a process.
You mean Nigma Galaxy there? Looks like they don't want to give anything for these two.
Like, if I'm Poison, I'm saying get away aside. Like, just let me get my 6. That's all I really want from this lane. You've got another creep wave coming now.
It's my turn. Looking for the hook shot. GH is back paddling a lot. He's not allowing this Clockwork get the play, while Razor actually got bashed by an Ogre Bruiser. That's an Ogre Smash. Cobalt gets cleared out. Now there's another Cobalt going the other way around. Spots Noob.
Canceling their spells over and over.
Nice shards.
To try and do something. Oh.
He's got no battery assault, so this Clockwork's pretty vulnerable. Good snowball dodge onto the dead shot. Poison won't get the connection this time around now. Huge damage from Noob. Silence for now. Does have the Clockwork on him. He's going to need some backup, and Sumail's there to provide it. Moita with the buyback as well, so they really feel like this is an all-in fight. Alchemist taking a lot of damage, but does have his ulti ready, and he might be able to turn things around. Noob dropping low and down. Pastel going to get lassoed up by Omar. Going to be falling as well. Sumail still fighting it out with Omar as GH keeping tabs on the side. There's the stun onto Sumail. Big nukes coming in, and here comes Miracle. The one, the be-all, the end-all, the gyrocopter taking down this Alchemist if he can get GH, but no. Oh, he dies to the calling in the end. The acid spray does get one more tick, but they clean things up, and that is indeed a team wipe.
And it all starts off the back of, we mentioned the Kobolds, right? The Nigma one was cleared out by the battery assault so as to not give them vision. They still had one on Winterbear, and that was actually what the Tusk snowballed towards to break up that that initiation onto himself. So it's a little bit of a cheeky little move, but it was an unforced error, let's call it, right? They were the ones that chose to have that Kobold scouting around near a Tusk.
There goes our T1 tower for Nigma Galaxy. That's the second one of the game at 15 minutes. And we're going to start wrapping things up because with the success the Gyrocopter saw in that previous fight, that's going to push him that much closer to his next item. Already with the Falcon Blade and the Aghanim Scepter. Big stacks to farm. They were practicing stacking in the previous game. They don't really need to farm those in the end. But these ones will go to good use. Omar also has tap. He's got a blink. They could catch the Alk.
Good, and they most likely will.
And another Cobalt spoils the plan. Asan gets the hook shot out first. Omar getting bounced back and forth, both stunning the Monkey King. Noob, he's walking in from the side. Silence for a moment. There's the Pulverize. They'll be able to lock in the Muerta. Take Poison down.
GH yoinks that one away. I mean, the big concern for mine is, like you mentioned before, the Aghanim Scepter picked up by Miracle. He's got, he is actually making his way towards that BKB, so clearly he just wants to run forward with the rest of his team, fully commit to a lot of these team fights. The main concern for mine is the Crimson Guard.
That was the target they were looking for all along until another Cobalt intervened, but this one is going to be successful. Wart down in front of the Ancient Camp, and Omar with that blink.
It just seems so hard with the Crimson up on the Primal Beast, right? Like, you're against a Visage and an Alchemist, two heroes that are hitting you pretty damn frequently with, you know, themselves, the familiars, to dish out a lot of the damage coming out one way. And then you've also got a save, you've also got Pulverize, you've got Lasso, you've got Wukongs, just to enable yourself to survive that much longer. What are you supposed to do into this?
They're trying to catch Sumail. Gonna do the old-fashioned way and just go straight in. Stack everybody up. Noob's not able to get into the cogs, and Sumail will fall. GH trying to make a run for it. Does have the Alk and the Razor still hammering him. 2-point static link, but with the stun and the bird follow-up, looks like the damage will be sufficient. They'll take GH down as well. Get 2 kills for Winterbear. But they don't... I think they're going to be a bit too far away from actually getting all the way to that T1 tower.
I think that might be close to, or he has actually completed the pipe as well on the Visage. So that's going to do them the world of good, right? Just to be able to survive that little bit longer. Get a couple more soul assumptions out. Make sure that you're able to burst down one of these targets that just go a little bit too deep. That's the one area that I think the Galaxy have faltered somewhat. So, you know, maybe a couple of times Sumail has gone a little bit too far away from the boys, and that's exactly what I'm about to say Kachal has done. Is he going to be able to live long enough?
They're trying to get there as fast as possible. Hookshot's ready. Catches his ally. Doesn't stun anybody. Kachal isolated. GH does get feared away. Omar, no lasso yet as he just used it. I'll be going straight for the Clockwork, trap him inside. That's a very optimistic TP, Mr. Clockwork.
I feel like that's about the 7th blood grenade that Omar has used this game. Like, he's just always tossing them whenever he's chasing these people down.
It works so well with sticky napalm, too. Like, he knows something that a lot of people aren't doing. Spamming blood grenades with napalm and stacking the damage. If only the... I mean, Arsonist does only work on buildings, right? But it's a deadly amount of damage you can deal with it. He did get a kill with it before, with like 3-4 stacks of napalm and the blood grenade connecting.
You reckon it should work on towers? I mean, you're throwing a grenade at a tower. Surely it does something.
I mean, it should, but does blood do anything else except smear? I don't know, maybe it turns the tower red. I mean, that should at least happen, right?
True. That would be cool, actually, if it, like, painted the ground wherever you threw it. It was permanent, like the PA daggers.
Yeah. The PA daggers. I was thinking about that.
I got those in a cavern spinny thing. Lucky Arcana.
Downside, it probably won't work with Chinese Dota.
Ah, well. They're not allergic to red, though. It's just a red paint. That's all it is.
So maybe change the grenade into a, red paint bucket.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you do throw a paint bucket at somebody, that should slow you down, so...
Exactly, yeah. It all makes sense.
All makes sense.
See Alchemist, by the way.
I think they saw a glimpse of the Tusk, too, with that high ground ward, but doesn't matter. They're going to get the jump onto Malfurion Storm Rage in the end.
And an instant ping saying, well, they got a ward here as Poison going to die for this as well?
Sumel's coming in. Oh, he misses the stun.
He bought the shard really early. And just wanting to commit onto the front lines as well. Love whenever Monkey Kings pick this one up. It's not something that I think you should just be waiting for a Tormentor to give to you. You know, your role as that mid Monkey King, is to get amongst it. You know, make sure that you're able to keep the bully up, make space for someone like that Gyrocop to really go to work. And Miracle he's making the most of this space. He's now got that Crystallis, and it's like he wants to join the rest of the team.
Yeah, this is the grouping up, right?
Well, they're making that rotation towards the Wisdom Rune. It's 20.5 minutes, right? He wants to make sure that you've got this 20-minute siege wave that you need to deal with, otherwise
it's a pretty solid start for the fight, but Gyrocopter's going to be here in less than 10 seconds. You got to make this count. They're dropping really low, but can they finish off the kills? They're getting away, and here comes Miracle. Black Cannon online, slaps away, forces Pastel away. Hassan trying to catch Noob. Nice turnaround there. Potentially still can catch this Primal Beast. The birds are ready with their follow-up stuff. Oh! Sumail with a huge bat straight to the face. Oh, baby. That's Dota. Poison on the run. And that puts the Alchemist just, I'm going to take this Wisdom Rune and leave with it.
I mean, that was what, like 500-ish burst damage from the Boundless Strike plus the Primal Spring when you actually land it after the fact, and of course all of the right clicks into the face immediately after. It's just so much that you have to deal with. They've built up so heavily into the magic resistance coming through, but you're gonna need to deal with Sumail. You need a more reliable way to just continuously keep him locked down. And now he's even got a disperser, so way to enable his team.
Big. Yeah, he was still fighting with a Diffusal in the previous fight, so he's finished the full Disperser. Yeah, that's big. He did 4,000 damage in that fight to Miracle's 1,800, who showed up, of course, as the last person to the fight, there to secure the victory. But truly, like, Sumail's impact there was huge, but not even, like, we're just talking damage, right? How long did Noob, GH, Omar hold the front?
Yeah.
Just long enough.
Just long enough, and exactly what Miracle needed to just finish the job. He's also got the Vampire Fangs as well on top of everything else, so not even needing to go down the greedy route straight into the Satanic. He's even going a Butterfly next just to make sure that all this physical damage coming out from Winter Bear isn't going to be the end of him. Oh. Those cogs are really annoying.
It's an unfriendly territory, but Omar will run him down. By the way, Nigma Galaxy, they have 3 blood grenades in stock, so Omar's done with them now.
We'll see about that. I feel like he
We'll
might go
see.
back for it.
I would love to see if he kept on buying more.
Their own Crimson Guard. Certainly not as debilitating as it is for the Winter Bear roster having this this Crimson Guard. Mentioning before, the Alchemist and the Visage crippled when you've got it, especially when you've got a hero like Primal Beast who's the one holding it, and the highest strength gain in the game. So that max health improvement to the Crimson Guard just makes it that much better.
Omar just drops Sumail from the tree and oops.
Miracle just trying to hit through backdoor. And he's got Aegis, right? He's forcing them to try and make a play, and it's going to be a bit of a longer wraparound. I wonder who they're actually going to try and go for. I don't know if he can kill Noob. He's 3k health. Is this the play?
He's a tanky lad. Creeps realize Alchemist is here. They have to commit. They know that it's too late if we just try to run away. And the Primal's down to 1,300. But it's not going to be enough. Omar is the one to drop first, though. Pastil will die to Miracle's flat cannon. They'll get the Razor out of the way. Still holding on to that Aegis. This is not going to stop Nigma from pushing. They will continue to go.
Again, is that the play? You probably don't want to be going on to the Primal Beast pre-BKB. He doesn't even have it queued up just yet, but we've seen the Cogs actually be a pretty effective tool at stopping Noob from kind of going for a counter-initiation, so it just seems like the wrong choice.
Yep. Miracle will soak up a sizable amount of damage. Noob, he got silenced. He's not able to cancel that charge. Alk, though, he's going to stun himself. Miracle's like, hey, let's go, go, go. Turn things around. Kill the Alk before he does have ulti. He will have BKB. Gotta be careful here with how this fight's stretched. Black Cannon still in cooldown. Cooldown coming in 2 seconds, which they can't use to turn. Hook shot out to Lens on their ally. Hassan able to get that Miracle stunned, and he will clean up Hassan and Poison. Kachal, bit out of position too. Omar, 6 seconds for the lasso. They might get this Alchemist to bat stun just a couple pixels away. Omar. Alk stuns himself. If he sees him, he does. Oh, dear Alk. We've missed you.
Do they want more? GH? I mean, Sumail wants more, of course. He was making his life absolute hell in that laning stage. And, well, Miracle, just with that flat cannon, he's going to say thank you very much and clean that one up for the team.
13, 1, and 9 on Miracle's Gyro. Clean up this game pretty much, because with that full-on team wipe, I think Miracle just gave said something funny on comms because they're all tipping him.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're just respecting the bat chest himself.
Yeah. I hope chat's been spamming those bat chests today.
Got your BPM, got the meter up there. And he just, okay, hits a couple cogs and gets out. Easy.
Simple way out. Still a minute left on that Aegis, too.
Yeah, they could just get the last outer tower and be happy enough with that. Maybe even yoink away that Tormentor. Why not?
He did go for the path of raw damage because his front line is holding. He went from the Axe Crystallis into BKB, then Daedalus, now Butterfly.
Yep. Again, the power of neutral items, right? Vampire Fangs, he doesn't need anything, and they're just going to be able to yoink away the main aura builder.
He doesn't need anything, yet he has everything. This is just the story of Miracle here. Slapping away a couple...
This game's done.
Yeah. Just a couple of Winter Bear heroes out of the way. I think he'll Malfurion Storm range before the time runs out. Look like it will. 27 minutes. Nigma Galaxy, they take the lead in the series. Strong performance, sure, but I think like now we have to maybe address not with talent, but with pure luck.
Mm-hmm. You think that's what it needs for Winter Bear to get the W?
When a game and the people participating in the game have maxed out on full potential and talent, it is the error of luck that separates the two teams.
What about mental damage, though? feel like it's a really important thing. You know, force the enemy to.
That should be a stat in Dota.
It should. Mine would be maxed out.
The set is called Hair of the Cog.
Oh. Yeah, hair of the dog.
I just love how Hair of the Cog weapon, Hair of the Cog head, Hair of the Cog armor, Hair of the Cog carrot. It also changes the cogs, by the way. So let's see what those cogs will look like.
Got a smoke. Might be about to walk into noob, but it's just out of range.
Nicely snuffed out. I mean, normally you don't see your offlaner run over here.
Yeah. I mean, never. What the hell is noob doing? Maybe they will find him coming back here.
That'll be the classic, right? You already get away from harm's way, and you run into trouble right away. Sumail, he's going to be intervening, but soon as the smoke pops on the Queen of Pain, I feel like, and also from him, he realizes that he's in trouble, so. No fight. 2 for 2 on the bounties. Let's get this game underway.
Crown for Collector's Cache 2, apparently.
Cache? Oh. Collector's Quiche.
May need to look that one up. Is it cache or cash for you?
Cash.
Oh, cache for me.
Bloody Aussies.
Don't dare. Don't you dare pronounce it that way.
Don't press that button.
You know that tilts me.
Alright, I'm just gonna look at top because I want to see the cogs from Poison.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be like.
Oh, he levels up battery assault, so
makes sense.
Have to wait a bit longer.
Nice deny there by Omar onto the board.
Double damage on the boards as well with the battery assault.
Yep.
It's pretty handy. Will help clean up once he gets to 2 points. But I remember Lizard several months back. He was like, getting a 2nd or 3rd point in power cogs is such a bait. Do you believe in this anymore, like in today's Dota? Because it feels like everyone wants at least 2 or 3 points, and it's like dangerous to go up against that hero.
I think 2 is fine, just because I'm always looking at how good is level 1 versus level 2, or how good is level 2 versus level 3, right? And cogs, like, more than doubles the damage and doubles the mana burn that you get from it, and gives you an extra second that those cogs are up, which I think is an extra punch of the cogs. You get 3 instead of just 2. So for me, it's value just to get the 2nd point into it.
Well, there we have the carrot cogs up in the top lane, and fortunately, didn't get to see it live on screen, but we'll get them again.
Oh yes, and
cool.
We will also be counting the number of blood grenades that Omar uses this game.
Oh yes, oh yes, absolutely. There's one in stock. I hope somebody buys it soon.
It ain't going anywhere.
You asked me before about the result of the lanes. How do you think this one's going to go?
I feel like Noob's going to do just fine. As I say that, they're making a bit of a play onto Mr. Malfury and Storm Rage, and should be enough.
More than fine by the looks of it. And there's the carrot cogs placed down, but it won't be enough to save Malfury and Storm Rage. So
God,
you could say top lane is particularly looking like a win. What about mid and bottom?
It's looking pretty even
fest,
for now. Yeah, it's a farm fest. I think it's really just going to be dependent a little bit more, of course, on the power runes for Pastille in particular. Like, that's what's going to enable him to make these plays to the side lanes. And, you know, if he gets... I mean, ideally, you want something like Arcane Rune, Haste, Regen, or Amplify Damage for bottom. You make a rotation down there when you're level 6, and Miracle is, for whatever reason, morphed a little bit too heavy into Agi. Blow him up, get back to the lane before Sumail takes your tower.
All right. One thing as well, like when you're not putting points into Shadow Strike, knowing you're not fighting versus the DK, that allows you to put extra points into your Blink and your Scream, making those side lane rotations with this Quap early on something you gotta pay attention to. You gotta give instant info on it. As soon as he starts missing from the lane, that this Quap might be heading your way.
I think it's just too important to... You can't be giving up your scaling potential, right, by going too heavily into the Shadow Strike. Even against, like, those hard counters, like the Storm Spirit, for example, I just don't think it's worth it. You need to make sure that you're securing your game as well.
Yeah. Sumail at least rocking the mid lane so far with his CS.
It's just like, frame perfect denies coming from Sumail. As I say that, he's probably about to miss his second one in a row. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, really just using that attack animation to his advantage. While top lane, looks like Poison's going to be in trouble. Noob should maybe survive. It's going to be a close call. The Blood Grenade's not going to do enough to take him out. Alfurion poking Omar, sending him out for the time being, but they're under the safety of their own tower. That big Treant looking that scary when the tower's hitting it. 3 hits, it's gone.
That was Blood Grenade number 2, by the way.
All right.
From Omar.
All right. Just one was just bought for GH.
He's already got one available as well. Ooh, he actually will die from this engage before they were even level 4. They'd been level 3 for quite some time, and yeah, just able to quickly take him down there with the tag team plus the Starbreaker.
Strong amount of damage. See the first stacks also being created on the side of Nigma. It's the Batrider on his way back home, making sure that this triangle is going to be active for this Beastmaster. Doesn't have any points in Wild Axes though, so we're gonna have to wait for that a bit. Leveling up the Boars and the Beast.
I guess you do have a DK though that has the cleave, so multiple potentials to be able to take it. Even Morphling just getting the innate half damage from using the waveform is somewhat capable of taking some of these stacks too.
Still going to have to be careful here in mid because Sumail, he did pop his ulti for him. And when he does pop the wand, he will have Dragon Tail up.
This is the rotation that I'm wanting though. Like, Arslan making his move towards the mid lane around that 6-minute mark. Want him to stay though. Yeah, there we go. It's going to move right there in place of the bottom rune, but no one's covering top right now. I guess not feeling all that good about walking up into a DK, and regen was one of those ones that I was wanting.
And a rotation, potentially, yeah.
Even the smoke, just to make that rotation a little bit quicker.
This needs to connect. Kachal's got to be awake with this one.
I mean, Sumail needs to be yelling out to Miracle right now.
Miracle. Yeah. I mean, they have to be giving this information to him, right? But he's so deep in the lane. Waveform is used. That's the go call. Sonic Wave is ready. Miracle, Lotus, and a magic wand, but looks like they don't even need to drop the Sonic Wave on him. Meanwhile, top, also a deep dive under the T1 tower. Omar gets away. Sonic Wave is there. GH is down. Noob does drop pretty low as well on the Beast. He's going to have to keep on running. They won't be able to catch him, though.
I think either that was a lack of communication or just a lack of listening coming through from Nigma Galaxy, because Sumail, I'm sure he was saying, look, I'm happy to just push this tower. He's got the power rune. He's going to be doing something, but they didn't know which power rune it was. But you got to say, like, Miracle was pretty deep into that lane at the time that, you know, the smoke gank was happening, and no mid laner was being revealed by Winterbear.
Well, for Winterbear's sake, that was a good and successful rotation. And also, Pastel saving the Sonic Wave, he was able to move to top and find another kill to take down GH's Phoenix. So, even with the lack of CS, he's made up with kills. He's still second in net worth.
Putting a little bit of damage into the tower as well. Never hurts. Love people that buy raindrops as well. Like, it's just such a valuable item to get. You know, going up against a Nature's Prophet with the Sprout, you know, you negate a lot of the damage coming from that. Of course, Scream of Pain really tickles relative to, you know, what it has the potential to do.
There's only 3 people with the raindrops right now, which are the DK, the Quap, and the Dawnbreaker, and a big scuffle down in the mid lane. They've got Sumail isolated with the shards, and the Dawnbreaker ulti lands on top of him. Onto Omar, they go. Blood Grenade flies out from Poison. Pastille blinks right on top of him. Gets the Scream up. Another Blood Grenade from Hassan. But it needs to do a bit more damage. The Sprout will do that. AD down in bottom. Looks like Quap's going to be able to pick it up. Has to be careful of GH, though. Oh, actually, he doesn't have Icarus Dive, so it's a free rune for the Quap.
And again, this is the way that you need to be playing against Nigma Galaxy, right? Maybe not necessarily always rotating 5 people towards the mid lane. Obviously, it worked out well for them. But just playing around those power runes, right? For Sumail, it's a luxury. For Pascal, it is a necessity. Yeah, you need to be able to play around these, and now he's got that amp damage. He still didn't need to use the Sonic Wave as well, so I'm sure they're just waiting for someone to be revealing out on the map. They've got some quite nice wards as well, covering the jungle. So if you're not in the lane, your position is revealed.
Yeah. Noob has a big army under the T1 tower right now. He might even have to rotate there to help, but he's already teleported elsewhere. I think they're targeting Sumail. The ward gets taken out, and that tower falls on top at the same time. Noob having that Dark Troll Summoner and the Skeleton Army.
Do they think they can kill Sumail, though? Like, he's already pretty tanky. Like, yes, it'd be Sonic Wave, but I guess with the amp damage, that would be the
yeah, they didn't have hook shot. They only just got it on the clockwork, so I think that was the one missing piece. Now look at how far Noob is farming. He's taking over, like, the top half deep camps.
Yep. Just give NP nowhere to be able to farm. He's only level 6. It's already level 7. Good time.
Scan connects. And the smoke connects as well. Onto Omar. Poison doesn't even need to use his hook shot here, but still be able to clean this one up. Poison actually finishes him with another battery assault tick. Sumail stacks have been spotted. Poison's like, can we clean these? Can we clean these pretty please? But they have the damage for it. But instead, with the Enet from the Dawnbreaker, he sees Sumail, jumps into the hook shot, but no damage to follow. So he was always going to be safe. Bastille also forces GH to go all the way back home.
I like this cutting the wave that he's doing, though, making sure that the wave gets blown up
in.
Quickly as
Omar is also here. He needs a little bit more for that level 6.
Nice
Sumail, though, just isolated, and that DK is history. Miracle. The first time this Morphling wants to be a part of something here in this game for the first 10 minutes, but won't be finding a kill for himself. Noob also did a wraparound, hoping that they just take this easy exit. Instead, they wrapped around to the side with that ward placement from Poison, showing that Beast is coming in. They'll be all safe. Now they're defending the tower. Still with a troll, Dark Troll Summoner. Hoping to get more skeletons on the move. Still blinks away. Omar, he's got the lasso now. Miracle with the catapult at 1 HP.
I think Noob was winding up with the Primal Roar as well. They're just wanting to make sure that that's not a factor.
Yep, they can get this tower. They're going to have to give it away. Winter Bear initiating maybe a bit too late there with Poison with a hook shot. Sumail does land the stun onto the clockwork. They'll isolate him. They were not ready to follow him.
Omar just looking for that little +1. He would love to be able to grab Hassan, but not be the case.
Well, they got a kill and the tower, so Nigma is going to be happy with that, and still actually 1,000 gold ahead of Winter Bear.
Yeah, makes sense. They haven't taken any towers themselves, so it is a lot closer than probably what it seems, right? Like, yes, kill count in favor of Winter Bear, tower count in favor of Nigma Galaxy, but there's a lot more money on the map, I would say, for Winter Bear to be able to claim still. Nature's Prophet still yet to be part of too many aggressive attempts onto towers, right? He's put more points into the Sprout, just wanting to maximize his farming potential. And looks like that's going to continue going into the Phylactery and just straight Kanda on this Nature's Prophet.
All right. Some games I would maybe debate, is Parasma early going to be the big item to get, but he does have the Witchblade. That's going to serve for long enough. They find the Bat Rider. Omar runs into Poison and Hassan. Maybe they can connect as well to this Beastmaster with the hook shot. They definitely can. Poison, though, there's the Dawnbreaker to follow up as well. Noob already used the Roar, and now he's stuck. Cannot get the kill on the Clockwork. He'll lose his life to the Furion.
Again, this is just so much better connected. It feels like they've had that conversation between games where it's like, okay, guys, this is what we picked this for. We have to actually look to play with our Queen of Pain as much as possible. We have to play with our Nature's Prophet as much as possible. I'm surprised that the Clockwork and the Tusk is working this well, too.
Yeah,
like, it
and
just
the tempo.
feels... Yep, the tempo is there, and again, they do the same thing. So it's... I mean, they do it both very well, so, I mean, I guess 2 times of that when you've got that follow-up damage coming from, you know, the lock-in into the cogs for the Solar Guardian coming through. It's been quite some time since we've even seen a Sonic Wave, too, so it's just the threat of that means that Miracle does need to be quite defensive with where he's farming. He's not able to make too many plays.
And that Sonic Wave's going to be a pretty big thing when Dagon is ready.
Oh, yeah.
Omar running straight towards the Quap, but unable to catch her in time, despite having 60 more movement speed.
Look at the Link. Big movement coming through. They don't really have an egg hitter either. on Winterbear's side. So GH, with that freshly picked up level 6, they want to try and make a play around this Wisdom Rune. Don't think they'll be able to claim it.
Flame break is needed to catch Kachal, and just dodges the hook shot as well because he saw they're going too far. He was going to turn around anyway, and Poison misses the hook shot because of it. Tyrion also did manage to steal the Wisdom, yeah.
Valuable levels for sure for the supports. Poison now level 8, Tusk as well. Still just level 6 on the Nigma Galaxy supports.
Fortunately, they won't be able to kill the Dominator creep, but the lasso is used down in mid on Pastille, and he just blinks away. Sumail popped his Mask of Madness before the Dragon Tail, so not a very usual mistake.
Even the best of us make mistakes. It happens. Should you remember that in your pub?
We've gone to the point in Dota where, like, I'll use this reference again as I used it before. When somebody Manta dodges something, it's a normal day. But back in the day, somebody used Manta to dodge or like disjoint a projectile. It was like, wow.
It is kind of nuts. Very cool. Just morphs into the Quap as well. Just to give himself that extra blink, earning himself a tip. San is the #1 Batchester in Twitch chat.
But the thing is,
they can't afford to let up with these movements that they're making across the map, right? Like, I like Hassan's proactiveness in making a move up towards the top side, because if he's able to get that snowball, plus punch, plus ice shards, you've got that Dawnbreaker ult to be able to try and make something happen. You've got the Wrath of Nature to try and make something happen. You've got the Teleport to try and make something happen. And at the same time, you're still taking a tier 1 tower. So this is that gold that's available on the map that I was talking about.
Yeah, you got the Dagon ready on Queen of Pain, so I'm a bit surprised if we see more activity. We got the Roar used up on Kachal, followed up by Noob Stun. And there's the Sonic Wave from Pastille. He didn't get his Dagon yet, though. Kachal will drop. Even use the Phoenix Egg to make sure. But Beastmaster's getting pinged here. Furion not around.
Gonna commit. He's not crazy enough to try and go into that one on his own. If a few of the boys were around, but they were just forced to try and deal with this top side.
Yeah, all they needed was maybe one Sprout to finish him off, but wouldn't get there in time. T1, though, maybe opens up for Winterbear.
Completely in sync with the Blink Daggers coming out as well from the DK and the Bat Rider. So, yeah, they did need to use a couple of things there to be able to negate the aggression that was put out by Winterbear, but as soon as those cooldowns are back up again...
Radiant scan, Poison runs in. Catches two, gets the hook shot out, catches both of the heroes inside the cogs. There are the carrots flying around. Omar just gets jumped out by Pastille. There goes the bat. Another kill for Winterbear, but the net worth continues to grow in the other direction.
Pretty sure Pastille has got every single power rune so far. It's been regen, amp damage, invis, arcane, and now a shield rune.
And now shield, yeah.
And he also had a shovel, so whenever he wants to, he just goes to the river and digs up a water.
Or with luck, a bounty.
Rather take luck out of it, though, right? Just get a water in every single time.
Pot of Greed.
Mm-hmm. The best card ever in existence. Do you know I was a state champ of that?
You were?
Mm-hmm. Back when I was like 13, yeah.
Damn. Son's been grinding.
Mm-hmm. That's my opening line at the club.
Well, that's worth some style points, if nothing. Omar blinks from the hook shot.
There. Nice.
That's, like, literally down to, like, 0.00 something.
Yeah. And feels like with that hook shot being used, they might just use Sumail as a bit of bait here. Maybe go for a smoke of their own. Try and make a kill happen elsewhere. Maybe Noob's just saying, guys, I'm like 300 gold away from my Helm of the Overlord. Just let me get it. What are they going to have to be able to deal with it? Because it's gotten to the point where these supports aren't really going to be able to do anything to that Helm of the Overlord creep.
I was looking at Miracle's quick buy too, because he had the Kanda lined up from Vlad's Manta Now swapped it over to Butterfly instead. I think maybe it is a bit too early for the Conda purchase. I feel like maybe in the long run, the Butterfly can really pay off.
Sure, it just lets him live that little bit longer as well if he is the one that's getting ganked as well. Of course, there is still a lot of magic damage coming through his way. That's why he's still holding on to and frequently buying these raindrops. But I could certainly see Conda being that option later on because they need that burst potential.
It's been 3 minutes since the last Nigma kill, and they will take down Poison and maybe even Hassan. Sumail's going to be right next to that snowball with his blink ready.
Whoop.
Misses the breed fire, but he does have the blink stun available, and onto Hassan he goes, takes him out, secures the double kill.
And it really does feel like they just want to play on the Winter Bear side of the map now. You know, like Kachal, he's doing his best to try and cut the top wave, make sure that Miracle isn't able to just plant his flag and stay up here the entire time. But what are you meant to do against this? You know, you've got to... Hold on.
Furious coming in, actually.
He's actually going to commit this full TP.
Witchblade does apply the slow, but can he get the Sprout? Yes, he can. With the fresh Conda, doesn't actually do a ton of damage versus this Morphling. Pastille steals the... Okay, he got another action rune. This one he had to fight for a bit. GH got to be careful. Almost gets denied by the Ancients. Hookshot is not even close.
He just guessed with that one. Didn't have the Rocket Flare off cooldown. If he did, might have been able to land the hookshot onto the Beastmaster, but Noob was doing a pretty good job of covering his escape with his creeps as well.
But they stole the Tormentor, so the damage is already done.
Ended up getting it. Omar. Okay.
A decent amount of gold there from that Black Dragon.
I just think like Phoenix Sunray is one of the best Aghanim shards in the whole game. So unfortunate for him. He's still got one queued up. That's how desperate he is to try and pick it up. And as it's approaching that 21-minute mark, they're looking to make another play with this smoke. I wonder if Sumail just goes for
this could connect. This could connect. They've got the Quap in their sights. All they need to do is jump in, and they've got this Pastille Queen of Pain locked in. And it's the Dawn ulti, but it's a bit too late to save him. Poison down on the low ground. Hookshot is ready. Buffgear Stormer is going to get roared out. Miracle hammering in the damage. They've got that Sumail DK still stuck on the high ground. Can't really participate until now, but it will be enough to take down the Furion. And now onto the Clockwork. And that's going to be 4 easy kills for Nigma. All starts with taking the Quap down, and all of that money in the bank straight to Miracle's pocket.
It's unfortunately just a little bit of a slow reaction time coming from Hassan on the Tusk there. He had the Blink Dagger, but by the time he blinked in and got into the Snowball, he'd been dragged too far away to be able to get that save there. So quick reactions by Nigma, making sure for that instant burst. And to be honest, they should probably know it's coming because it's the 21-minute mark. No one was revealing on the map. You got to anticipate that that's the sort of play that Nigma are going for. Certainly one of the more aggressive teams in the entire world.
It'd be hard to try and match that as Winter Bear, especially with all of the kills that they've gotten. Nigma has been giga farming the map at the same time, so you find a kill on one side, you get 2,000 net worth on the other side, and now when they finally win a fight, it really looks scary when that 10,000 gold dip happens. Most of that has been inside the last 6 minutes.
And Pastille has still continued his streak of every single power rune going his way. Now he's got the his second regen picked up now. I still can't... Have we seen a second Sonic Wave? I feel like we've only seen one.
I agree. I haven't really seen a second one being used. He didn't even get to use it in the previous fight because he was the one killed first, so you could be right on that.
You can have all these power runes in the world, but you gotta take advantage of that pure damage. You know, you can look to try and get all these base resists, as even just with heroes, but gotta make sure that you're making the most out of that damage potential coming through.
Yeah. He's going Ags as well, which is a good item, but honestly, debating the fact that maybe S and Y is not a bad idea. Or Kaya Sanj even.
Yep.
Yeah, Kaya Sanj rather, because it's Quap and you already have Kaya. You know, not Yasha. Noob and Sumail coming in. The Ice Shaman detects Hassan. He will take down the Tusk. Will take a moment as he has that snowball. The blink is ready. Now they just need to blink in front, right? One's gonna have to catch him in a couple seconds.
Shard's behind him. Unfortunately for him, they just hung too far back. And he ends up going down anyway. And the tower the entire time is just being pushed in by Miracles. So now with no task, I mean, he's got buyback, but...
They're coming high ground.
Yeah, absolutely. Why not? Level 18 on the DK. He's got his BKB as well. Aegis available on Miracle. Vlad's a Sunray just backing him up as well. This is the purchased Aghanim Shard from GH. That Helm of the Overlord creep as well.
There's the Sonic Wave. We've been waiting for it for a while, but it's only for poke. Nobody dies to it. Batrider just fully heals himself pretty much there. The Tranquil's also kicking in. 66.4 HP regen. Miracle takes the fight. Kachal charges in.
Now where's your damage going to come from? Like, you've got a Witchblade Anaconda, but I feel like as long as you're able to withstand that initial burst, you're going to be just fine. Maybe buying up something at the moment? Is this just a 4-star for Alfurion? Very fitting, actually. I just realized Alfurion is playing Furion.
He's the man. Usually, Malfurion doesn't lose battles. He just goes to sleep. Maybe Winterbear will after this game, because it doesn't look like they're going to get to game 3. They're going to have to make this fight work, and they just dealt a split from the Dawnbreaker. Nobody's caught there. Poison down, roar onto Hassan. They kill the egg, but they've lost their supports. They don't have their background support. Miracle gets stunned again, but he's just not giving up at all. Buyback
really
from the Clockwork. Sumail pokes him away. Omar?
He's chasing Pastille, and it really goes to show the dire need for them having that Sonic Wave available, right? Like, Miracle has still got 2 minutes left on this Aegis, and they're showing no signs of stopping soon. So, no reason, just a pause and a DC coming through from the Tusk there. Again, though, like, even if you use Sonic Wave, you had a second life on the Morphling to play around with. They're just way too far ahead, in my eyes. They didn't do enough to be able to stop the Beastmaster in particular. Just the one death means that now he's got a bearing, Helm of the Overlord. You've got a freaking Butterfly, Aegis, so much to be able to play around with, and even Sumail is looking to scale. So how do you get through all of this without percent damage, basically? And that's one of the weaknesses that I was talking about when you've got this Clockwork and a Tusk, is that you don't do percent damage. Maybe it would have been different if you were playing with a Phoenix or a Wyvern yourself, or someone with Spirit Vessel even. You know, it might have been the difference maker, but they just don't have it.
Yeah, they don't really have any auras either as well. Like, I think the lack of percentage damage, sure, is a big miss. And not really a Shiva's builder either until super late into the game with the Dawnbreaker. Nobody really wants to build that item either.
I did notice in that past fight where Quap got picked off next to the Tormentor, like, even though his only item was Blade Mail at the time, Kachal is just walking forward. I think that was just a misclick or something. Because, yeah.
I don't know, but, you know, that pretty much signifies he's going to have to, yeah.
Fitting voice line, though.
Back. It is.
Where's the honor? Well, no buyback now because he just bought his Blink Dagger, so the game might be over by the time.
Mirion's coming up now. There's no Solar Guardian, even if the Dawnbreaker decides to buy back. And they're going to take the fight. There's the Dawn TPing in with the buyback. They got the Sonic Wave connected on Sumail and onto the Beastmaster. And Beastmaster, one they're going to be able to take down, but Pastille is gone. And they'll set their focus to the Furion. Kachal trying to intervene, but nice lasso interrupts the Starbreaker. And Miracle, this guy has the freest time of his life, just right-clicking without any worry in the world. And also has that Aegis as well, so they don't really want to focus him either.
Come on, Miracle, make a Treant. Make me be really annoying.
Into the fountain we go. There's the Ultra. Can he get the Rampage before the fountain finishes him off?
No!
Why?
You know why.
But it's a series win. Nevertheless, Nigma Galaxy upper bracket final spot secure.
He knew everyone in chat was just edging, waiting for it, but no, not going to let it happen for his best mate.